Hello, magical humans. How insane is the sky? Look at this. Look at that. It literally looks like dragons or angels flying in the sky, right? Like, wow. Crazy. I actually can't get over this, guys. What do you see? So, the universe is always talking to us. The earth is always talking to us. And right now, as we know, the veil is really thin, right? Because I can't get over that. That looks insane. Because it's Samhain. Because we had Samhain last week. So we're crossing that threshold. And I just love the spooky energy so much. I'm out walking on the farm. I mean, look at that light. I just cannot deal. Let me see if I can zoom in. Okay, it won't let me zoom. Like, can you believe that some people see that and they just don't really see it? Like, they'll just walk right past and be like, oh yeah, the sky looks weird. The sky looks weird. Wow. Insane energies just now. I literally feel like a newborn just now. You know that way where you're just like, whoa, like so connected to the earth and spirit and just everything. And as you can probably see by my appearance and hear my voice, I've been unwell. But what I'm learning is illness is just like, it's the biggest fucking teacher. And obviously, as someone who has lived with chronic pain and fatigue pretty much my whole life, you know, like that is, pain is my biggest teacher. I mean, it's all of our biggest teachers. It just manifests in different forms, really, doesn't it? But when we learn how to listen, the lessons are infinite. You know, like the wisdom is infinite, and I really feel like this time of year such a gift. It's such a gift to live in a country actually where you experience all four seasons, because this is what keeps us attuned to nature and the cyclical rhythm of the earth and of nature. I'm going to show you these beautiful trees. I can feel my ancestors like, hi Jen. You're back. We've missed you. I've missed you too. I've missed you too so much. So happy to be back. Oh, my heart's so full. I really feel their energies today, welcoming me back into land. Oh God, okay. Fairies, please don't trip me up. I know you think it's funny, but y'all can be annoying. If anyone knows Fae energy, we know it's very trickstery, isn't it? They love tripping people up. So yeah, that's quite funny. But oh my God, it's so muddy. Yeah, so what I was talking about is just the energies of this time of year and living in a cyclical, like here in Scotland, you know, we experience all the four seasons. Yes, it is cold most of the time. This year is like the warmest year we've had in maybe ever. I don't know, a long time though. It's fucking insane that it's this mild and it's November and I don't have gloves on right now and my hands aren't freezing. Like, yeah, so when we are, you know, like we see the leaves changing color and falling off the trees and all this misty energy, like all of it is just an invitation to slow down and attune to that energy. And it is possible, you know. I know we all have been programmed to live otherwise and to believe otherwise and to just like keep going all the time, but we can't be in summer all the time. And like, I think for me, you know, like I love the sun. I'm a Leo, I'm ruled by the sun. I love being in the sun. Ideally, I would love to just live in a hot country and travel for 6 months of the year and then be home for 6 months of the year. Hopefully that will be my reality again next year. But like, for me, because I went away when did I leave? Last August to Southeast Asia. I came back at the end of February this year. So 6 months of sun, but then actually it was more like over a year of that summer energy, because when I left it was summer, and then when I came back I didn't really have much, maybe like a month of winter, and then it was quite warm again. And so now my body is like having its first winter since 2023, and I really feel it, like I really, really feel it on all levels. And I think it is beautiful, that invitation into stillness and to let yourself surrender. But obviously it can come with challenges, because I want to be seeing friends and I want to be seeing clients and doing client sessions. But obviously when I'm bunged up like this and my lungs are struggling, I don't want to be giving this bug to anyone else. I've already given it to my mum. So I've had to just cancel all my client sessions this week and just really let myself rest and be present and take care of myself. And it's actually been really gorgeous. I've had so much healings from spirit and energetic upgrades and downloads. Is wild. And this is the point where I'm usually like, right, let's go. I got my period today, so it's like, no bitch, not yet. You said you'd surrender for a whole week. We're gonna see if you're gonna live up to that. Which way do I want to walk? I think I want to walk this way. So I'm surrendering more. And it's like, I don't know, I just feel like this time of year, this descent into the darkness, this getting familiar with stillness and quiet and darkness and the spooky vibes. I love it, Scorpio rising. But it also does, on an energetic level, I think what a lot of people have been tuning into is what I was speaking about earlier, which is like these blackouts, like power cuts kind of energy, which I know a lot of people have been predicting this. And I know, like, for myself, my own experiences, wow, white feather, I've been seeing visions of this for years, so ever since COVID 2020, but especially this year. So I had like a really strong vision. This tree is energy is insane. I had a really strong vision in June of this year when I was in Glasgow, sitting at a friend's house. And I was just basically, I was like put into this future timeline of there being a blackout. There's no electricity, no water supply, but it was fine. Everyone was so at peace because everything slowed down, and it gave people the opportunity to connect with their bodies, with their hearts, with one another, and to come out of the mind, which is what we need as a human race, to come back to our bodies and our hearts, right? So like, just know that whenever there's something with like a lot of fear instilled into us, whether that's like the fucking COVID scamdemic or a blackout scenario, the media are obviously always going to portray it as like, oh my god, disaster. They're going to instill fear into you, right? But like, we will be fine. Like, I did do a bit of doomsday prepping because that's what feels right for me. You don't even really need to do that. Like, you'll be fine. I do think that having like, like some gas canisters and stuff like that can definitely be useful. And just making sure you've got plenty of warm clothes and blankets and shit like that. But I don't think you need to go crazy. You don't need to spend a lot of money, like, people will come together when there's a crisis, and that is really what society needs to relearn, is community, because we're all so segregated, we're all so divided, living in our flats and our homes, all our money going on fucking energy and water bills and electricity, which is insanely high, just to survive in our little houses, all separated, because that's what we've been taught is like normal, or that's freedom. And it's not. It's absolutely not normal. And it's absolutely not freedom. It's segregation and isolation. And it is, our egos have been programmed to think that that's success. And that if we, have our own place or whatever, then like we're good and we're doing it right and that's successful and cool. And like if that's true for you, cool. I'm not here to judge anyone, but like that's not true for me. And I think that's why I've found, since coming back home from traveling, I've been on such a journey, because the old part of me believed that that is what I wanted. And I did want to move back to the city and have a flat and live with friends and, you know, be more connected to community. But in reality, it's kind of like a prison, because it's so expensive to live in the UK in general, but to be living in like a flat, you know, you're like at least £700 a month for your bills, for your home, and then on top of that, all your other stuff. And like for me personally, I know that travel is a huge part of my path, and I would much rather sacrifice like living in a city to like to then just save money to go travel again and go to like, you know, these countries where it's so affordable to live and to travel for months. And I've had a lot of people like say to me, like, when I was away, but also when I've come home, like, how did you afford it? Like, you know, you were doing so many cool things and and like, is it not really expensive? And I'm like honestly, the world we live in here compared to say countries like Southeast Asia, it's a completely different reality. Like, you know, I was living in a beautiful 4-bedroom house equipped with en suites in Chiang Mai, Thailand, and I was paying £200 a month rent for everything. Everything. That includes a cleaner and a gardener, by the way. So it's actually cheaper to travel than it is to live in the UK month to month. And I was having this conversation with a friend recently, because he is actually in Thailand just now. And he's like, you know, it's like when you're like, oh shit, I've spent this amount of money in a month. Say I've spent like £1,000, I've only been here a month. And I'm like, yeah, but you would have probably spent twice that just by being at home, paying your bills, and then maybe paying for some things that you want to do, like go to an event or a concert or have a fucking day out, because that's how expensive it is, you know? So it's really like, when you put it like that, it's different. And this is why I feel, for me, like, if you want to really be a sovereign being and have that freedom, like, we need to be able to work remotely and to make money remotely. So like to not have to have one location where you work, to be able to work online. And I don't mean like just doing like PR or admin, or doesn't mean you have to be like a marketing person or like a digital person. Like, I can work online doing tarot readings and Reiki and astrology and teaching courses. So there's so many avenues, you know, that we can go down. This is the age of Aquarius. This is the gift that we have during this age, is that we can be self-sufficient with the support of tools like AI, cryptocurrency, all of these things, you know, like if we really consciously use them, then they are here to support our evolution as humans at this time and to help us break free from the system. And so for me, you know, that really is like, it's like, that's the goal, right? Because I did it somewhat whilst I was away last year and this year, but I was lucky that I already had quite a lot of money saved, so I was good. Didn't need to worry too much about work. But next time, that's my goal, you know, is to push myself a little bit more to continue working online. And the great thing about when you're traveling is you're constantly meeting people who are also in quite an open heart state, because that's just what happens when you travel. You're more present, and so you're probably going to come across more souls who are open to your energy and who might want to work with you, or even just do like a swap. It doesn't mean you have to necessarily get paid, you know, but like, this is what I mean about our energy is our currency. It's our exchange. So that might mean that I give someone a Reiki healing and they feed me for the night, or they house me for the night. Or, you know, I'm really sore, I end up getting a massage and I do them a tarot reading. And that's the exchange. So this is the new earth that we are creating, guys. And If it feels uncomfortable, if you feel like you're being pushed past your limits, it's just the sign of growth and evolution. It is essential, and like it's okay, we're safe, like we just need to allow ourselves to open up to it, to open up to the change, not be afraid of the change. And so the last thing I want to say is the other thing that I've been, thinking about a lot is, like I spoke a little bit about housing and stuff there. I have always had dreams of like living in my grandpa's house with like friends, right? And it just being like a big community space instead of this big beautiful house that just has to get sold because we can't afford to run it anymore. That might end up being a reality, it might not, but whether it's my grandpa's house or not, like that's how I want to live, is like create spaces where if we were to just awaken to the fact that we can do that, like when we all pull our resources together, what we can create together that'll benefit us all, through connection and actually hard work, growing things together. Maybe that's food, building resources, DIY, all this stuff. This stuff is already happening in so many places in the world. It's already happening in the UK as well. But like that is possible. And yeah, it doesn't have to be this like, I don't know, thing that we're sold of like, yeah, you go to uni, you get the job, you get the flat, you get the mortgage, do. Like, we're breaking free from that in the age of Aquarius. It's kind of a rejection of that. We have to be innovative and think of new ways of living and creating in this world that benefit all. Yeah, like community is Aquarian energy. It's the 11th house. So that's really important. And being able to help those less privileged than us, and so on. And if you're more privileged, helping, other people and being able to ask for help too. This is what we need more of. And that's why I'm like, there's nothing wrong with, like for me, I still live at home, which was something that my ego was so like, no, I need to move out. No, now I'm like, I love living at home in the sense that I love my home, I love my family. I'm blessed that I have friends in the city that I can go and visit and then I can come back home and I can save money. It allows me to run my business. It allows me to save. It allows me to travel, right? Like if I was to just give in to my ego and be like, fuck it, let's just do the other path that seems to be the path that, is going to be socially appraised or some shit, then I probably, well, one, it wouldn't be heart-led, so it wouldn't feel good. But yeah, like we all are living our own paths and our own truths. And that's just where I'm at personally just now, is kind of realizing the power of just living from your heart and not giving into societal conditioning and pressures of what your life should look like. Because like, sorry, but fuck rule books, like we have to just do what feels right for us. If people want to judge that, let them judge it, like judgment is always just because there's something that you're judging within yourself. Like, how the fuck is that person doing that? I'm going to judge them, so yeah. And yeah, maybe you're lucky enough to have both, to have your own home and to also travel. And that's amazing too, right? But this is what I mean. If you are more privileged, then how can we come together to create spaces that'll help other people who are maybe a little bit less fortunate? That's my ramble. Hopefully going to make some more YouTube videos because I have missed doing them. And yeah, I enjoy just walking and talking. And yeah, hope it resonates.